for the CSUS Counseling Center. Before we start, I would like to let you know about services. Anything that you do talk to about, it's going to stay here, and unless, of course, there is some kind of harm to yourself or somebody else.
Okay.
Abuse of any kind. So I would need to report that to somebody for safety reasons. So that would only be the other reason to break the confidentiality. But other than that, everything else stays here.
Okay.
And you're free to tell me whatever you need to tell me. So can you tell me a little bit what's going on?
I'm really having some problems with my internship. I don't know, I'm really stressed out. I have this internship with Roseville Police Department, and I'm placed at a school site, and I really feel like I'm not getting the support that I need from this internship in general. You know, I have a field liaison, is what they call it. It's my practice teacher. And then I have a supervisor with the police department, and then I have 2 supervisors at the school, but one of them's only there one day every other week, and the other one is the vice principal, and she's just so busy that she doesn't have time to even talk to me. And I don't know, Professor Lewis is absolutely fabulous, and I love her to death, but I'm only here 2 days a week for school, and you know, when I try to go to her office hours after class, there's a line out the door. Like, I never am able to get in during her office hours. And then my supervisor with the police department, like, I don't know, she's very short with me. And, well, with all of the interns, there's 12 interns at the police department. And, like, I know she's busy, but if I call her, her first response is this a safety issue? You know, just very quick, is it a safety issue? If not, oh, I'll call you back. And then 2 hours later, I still haven't heard from her. You know, it's like, if I just have a question, it's not, she doesn't say it's not okay, but it's like, it kind of puts you off a little bit, you know. And I don't know how to talk to any of them, and my internship is very intense, and I don't have anyone to talk to about what's going on.
So from what I'm understanding that's going on is that you have a lot of stuff going on in your internship, and you don't feel you have that support to even ask a simple question without feeling that you are, that question or whatever you gotta say, it's not related to what your supervisor is expecting to hear.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't have any support at all. I mean, the point of this internship for undergraduates is that we've never been in the field. It's to give you the experience. But I mean, I've never done it before. Like, they just dropped me into the middle of a middle school and said, you know, hey, oh yeah, you've been trained to deal with all of these different things, you know, cutting and abuse and, you know, behavioral problems, all this stuff. And I don't know how to deal with that. Like, I mean, we've done role plays in class, and I know theoretically, you know, how to deal with these things. But it's like, sit down and talk to a kid is different, you know. And I have all these feelings, and you know, sometimes I don't know where to go with the case, or, you know, my heart just goes out to this kid, you know, whatever they're going through. You know, some of the stories I've seen just break my heart, and I don't have anyone to talk to about it. You know, I don't know how to deal with it, you know, to sit down and process what's going on. And I feel a little lost, and I know that, you know, part of it is my life right now. Like, I know that that some of the things in my life are playing into this, you know. I have work and school and the internship, plus you have to keep up with family obligations and friends and stuff. And during the week, I get about 3 hours of sleep a night, 3.5 if I'm lucky. And a person just can't run on 3 hours of sleep, like your body doesn't work, your brain stops working, and I don't eat like I should, I don't really have time. I get like 1 meal a day, 2 if I'm lucky, and it's usually like grab a sandwich on the way out the door or something, it's not, I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, I don't have time, and then you throw these, stressful situations that are very emotional a lot of times and no way of dealing with it, and I just don't know what to do.
So you're, from what I'm hearing, you say is that you just feel kind of lost in your internship due to not having the support and guidance of reference to someone to be able to guide you to help you with the internship, right? So you don't feel like overwhelmed and stressful.
Yeah.
So you just want somebody to talk to.
Exactly. I mean, that's what it really comes down to, is just overwhelmed. It's so much, and I don't have anyone that I can talk to, It's like, I don't know. I don't think I'm lost necessarily. I think I feel that way because of everything that's going on. But, I mean, like, when I sit down and I talk to a kid, I'm fine. I'm right there with them, and I ask the right questions, and I've really bonded with these kids. But, it's like thinking about it before the session or afterwards, and I, just saw 5 kids in one day, and it's like right there. It's, it's like I'm thinking about all of their problems, what's going on, and how do I help these kids? And I don't have anyone to talk to about it, to process what's going on, It's like, how do you deal with these kids telling you what's going on? How do you, I don't know, on some level, how do you leave it at the office and not take it home with you? I feel like I have that stress all the time. Even when I'm not actively thinking about it, it's like I can feel it physically.
Yeah, I could see your anxiety, your stress. It seems normal for a young student working and doing the obligations as a student and family, and can be very stressful. Have you tried anything to help you kind of release some stress?
Yeah, sometimes when I've had a really rough day, I go home and I have a treadmill, so I just run. I'll just get on and run a couple miles and just run until I can't hardly stand up anymore. Or I have a punching bag. Sometimes if something's happened, it makes me angry, or I'm really frustrated, just to get on the punching bag. It's a good workout, but it kind of relieves some of that frustration. An issue last week, I got into, I don't want to say an argument really, but I had a student that I was trying to advocate for, and I guess I'm finding it difficult to do that in a school setting. It's like the school doesn't understand confidentiality. They don't, maybe not they don't understand it, they don't respect it. I was waiting to talk to one of the vice principals, who's my contact at the school. She's a supervisor of sorts, and I'm sitting there waiting for her, and one of the other vice principals is in her office, and a teacher walks by and puts a slip in her box. The school works on a demerit system, so the kids get in trouble and they lose merits, and they keep track of those through their school. And the vice principal walks out and picks up the slip and says, "Oh no, what is this?" And they have a no PDA rule on campus, no public displays of affection, and 2 kids got caught kissing. And she looked at the slip, and she's like, oh, it's, they were kissing on campus, and then she looks at who the students were, and they start making fun of the kids because she said, oh, I can't believe that it was these two students that got caught kissing because they're both overweight. And they started making fat jokes about these kids, and that's the reason why they shouldn't be kissing on campus. And I was just so upset, like I couldn't believe that they're standing in the middle of the office with other students and administrators and parents there. And, they didn't say the name of the kids, but still, to hear the vice principal talk like that, it's like I was offended and I was upset for these kids. It's just like, is this school site, I don't want to say appropriate necessarily, but I don't know. I felt like it was very unprofessional behavior, and, that just kind of plays into it. It's like, if I don't have a supervisor to talk to tell that to, how do you process that one of the people that's supposed to be helping these kids is talking behind their backs and saying those kinds of things? How do I deal with that? I don't know what to do.
Wow, a lot of stuff, a lot of dilemmas going on, especially with social work and the school side, the different perspectives regarding confidentiality. So you're in I understand why you would feel like that. It's really difficult to see what's going on with with the administration and your code of ethics that you guys cover, and it's really complicated. And I would see why you need that guidance and supervision from your supervisor. So it's really, really difficult. And it's understandable to feel like that. Maybe trying some kind of way to communicate with your supervisor, your liaison, is that what it is?
Liaison,
to let her know your situation through maybe email and try to get her, because it's a difficult situation and it puts you in a really stressful situation. Maybe trying some apps that help you, meditation.
That's an interesting idea, emailing. I hadn't really thought about that since I can't get into our office hours.
Maybe setting up an appointment to kind of set it ahead, so other students are not in line. She's set for you specifically.
Yeah.
Maybe you should try an app to kind of help you with lessening the stress level, because it's kind of concerning for her health. It's an app called Simply Being.
Okay, I've never heard of it. What kind of app is it?
It's a meditation, kind of soothing to calm you down and relax and get to a calming stage. So
I used to meditate years ago. I haven't done it recently though.
maybe it's time for that, especially in the social work area. It's really useful, and it's one of the rules to kind of take care of yourself, because it can be a hardship on your body to be keeping all that without expressing it to someone. So,
and I haven't let that show to any of the kids, like the kids that I'm counseling. Like, it hasn't affected me yet, but I'm worried that it will. And that's why I was like, I don't have a supervisor that I can talk to, so I looked you guys up, and I was like, I have to talk to somebody. I have to get this out. Otherwise it will become a problem, and I can't let that happen. So meditation sounds like a good idea too.
Yeah, really hard.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how very determined to do something for, especially advocate for the students. Really difficult situation to be in.
Yeah.
So that's really strength for you to be able to, deal with and advocate for those students.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, is there anything that you feel like you want to talk about regarding how the session went?
Yeah, I mean, this was absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much for just listening. I think that's what I really needed. I just needed to get off my shoulders, get off my chest, and I feel like a weight's been lifted. Just saying it out loud and having someone hear me, and some really good suggestions. I think I'll definitely get that app and email my teacher. I think that's probably the best option at this point. I don't know why I didn't think about that, but so thank you so much. That's absolutely
How do you
very
feel
helpful.
right now?
Relieved. Honestly, like I said, it feels like a weight's been lifted off of me, and it's just more at peace. Just haven't been able to say it out loud and to talk about it, and not as bottled up as I was before. So much better.
Yeah, you made some really interesting points about how you're feeling, and that would be really difficult to kind of work with, and not being able to have the support. I can see that. I'm glad that you were able to come in and talk to me about it. So hopefully we can set up another session to kind of follow up and see how your stress level in regards to how you're feeling toward the internship, if it's gotten better, or if there's anything we could do to better
Definitely.
our session. So
I think that would be great. I'll email my teacher and start doing some of those things, and I'll come back in and let you know how it goes.
well, thank you, and
Thank you.
have a nice day.
I'll see you later. Man down.